So, when is a DJI drone not a DJI drone? Answer: when it has a Skyrover label. Confusing? I'll explain. DJI is trying to weasel its way around its squabble with the government by licensing their drones to other companies who rebrand and resell the products without the DJI label. Such is the case with the Skyrover X1. What you're looking at on screen now is essentially a DJI Mini 4 with a yellow body, relabeled packaging, and a control app with a slight facelift. I just heard about a second brand, Skyrover, which looks like a repackaged Skyrover. It's even the same bright yellow color. Skyrover may be a little cheaper than Skyrover, which is cheaper and easier to find than a DJI Mini 4, but apparently they're all the same basic drone. I don't have the Skyrover, so for now let's talk about the Skyrover. Let's start with the specs. This drone weighs 249 grams, which means it doesn't require the registration and training that larger drones require, at least until the government decides to drop the weight standard to 240 grams or something stupid like that. Are you getting the sense that I'm really disgusted with all this bovine scatology from the government? But I digress. The Skyrover weighs 249 grams, but as you can see here, it is still physically larger than the DJI Mini 4K or the Potensic Atom 2. Score that as a plus for the Skyrover. A bigger drone is just that much easier to see, which makes it safer in my book. That holds true for the Skyrover's bright yellow color as well. Most companies make their drones gray, which means they're hard to see in the sky. I'm surprised companies aren't using clear plastic for their drones, and hopefully they don't take that as a suggestion. Skyrover's yellow color improves its visibility, especially when flying at a lower altitude when it's more likely set against a darker background like trees. I still think Autel wins the visibility battle with its orange drones, but Skyrover has taken a step in the right direction with the color of the X1. Even though the drone is a little larger, it still manages to weigh less than 250 grams without employing cheap construction. This has a more durable feel to it than other minis, which is another point in its favor. It's also remarkable that Skyrover X1 weighs under 250 grams, considering that it has omnidirectional or 360-degree obstacle sensing. This is a huge difference between the X1 and most other mini drones other than the DJI Mini 4 or 5. I've been flying for well over a decade, so I don't need obstacle avoidance, but I leave it turned on when flying a drone that has it. It's the same thing as my car. I've been driving for almost a half century. Do I really need seat belts? Probably not, but I wear them whenever I'm in the car. Obstacle avoidance adds to the safety and value, and it adds to the price. You can decide yourself if you want to pay for the obstacle avoidance with Skyrover or spend less for something like the Potensic Atom 2, which doesn't have the OA. Still, all in all, Skyrover X1 features excellent quality when it comes to build and design. So how does it fly? Well, simply put, it flies like a DJI Mini. Overall, the drone is extremely stable, although it does not handle wind as well as full-size drones. Look at the Skyrover hovering in winds of about 5 miles per hour. It bounces around quite a bit, although there was never a concern about controlling the aircraft, and of course, a DJI gimbal will take out a lot of those jitters from the video as the drone records. Still, this is what you can expect from a mini drone, and this is what the Skyrover gives you. That's really my only complaint about how the Skyrover handles, however. The drone flies beautifully. Now, I don't do range tests per se, but I did fly this one out to just over 1,600 feet, and I never saw the slightest hiccup in the video feed to my controller. The Skyrover app is essentially a spiffed up version of the DJI Fly app. It works basically the same, and it's an excellent control app. As I said before, I never saw a glitch in video feed, and the fact that it mirrored DJI Fly app meant that it was easy for me to use the first time I flew it. Let's talk about the camera. Here are the most important specs. 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor, 8K or 48 megapixel photos, 4K 60 frames per second resolution, and it shoots regular and HDR color modes. Specs are specs. How does the video look? Well, here are some excerpts from video clips I shot with the Skyrover X1, along with more clips taken by the DJI Air 3. Can you tell which camera, A or B, is the Skyrover and which is the Air 3? Okay, I won't leave you hanging. Camera A is the Skyrover X1 and B is the Air 3. For most of you watching this video, however, I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference unless you want to use the Air 3's telephoto lens. You can see more samples in a separate video I posted recently that features several raw, unedited clips from the Skyrover. From that video, you can download the original clips right out of the drone and test them on your own computer. Go ahead, they're free for you to try. You don't even have to register or anything to download them. The Skyrover comes with several quick shots, including Droney, Rocket, Circle, Helix, and Asteroid. I haven't tinkered with these. I really should do more with the quick shots and master shots, but at least this drone does have those. In my opinion, the ultimate measure of a drone is video quality. In my opinion, and as far as I'm concerned, the Skyrover clips look great. But if you're planning to buy, it's really important that you test out my raw clip samples yourself and decide if they look as good to you as they do to me. Let's talk money. It's hard to quote prices on these drones because there seems to be coupons and discounts and other things that cause them to fluctuate all the time. For example, right now, the Skyrover with one battery sells for $758. The Fly More combo with 3 batteries, a charging hub, and a shoulder bag sells for $719. Make that make sense to me? There are so many other options for other mini drones, different packages at different prices, that I'm going to do a separate video just on prices for the Skyrover X1, Potensic Atom 2, DJI Mini 4K, and the DJI Mini 4 Pro. When that's published, I'll post a link in the upper right corner of this video now. Looking just at the Skyrover X1 is essentially a DJI Mini 4 Pro, but it costs several $100s less. So, getting the Skyrover Fly More combo over the Mini 4 Pro is a no-brainer since they're basically the same drone. I say that, however, with a couple of caveats. First, if we know the Skyrover is just a repackaged DJI Mini 4 Pro, how long will it be before the government figures that out and bans this drone as well? Second, if DJI and the government decide to play nice, how long will it be before the Skyrover brand is no longer needed and it simply goes away? What happens to ongoing support, parts availability, and firmware updates for the Skyrover X1 drones that have already been sold? Well, that's just something to consider as you look for a drone to buy. Overall, the Skyrover X1 is an excellent little drone that has made me rethink my long-standing dislike for minis, but it does represent a longer-term risk of ownership in the US, whether the DJI nonsense goes on or not. For now, however, Skyrover X1 flies great and shoots excellent footage. If you want a mini drone with obstacle avoidance, good video quality, and all the experience and build quality of a DJI drone, Skyrover X1 is probably the best drone on the market right now. Thanks for watching this video. Hit the like button and subscribe. I get warm, fuzzy feelings when you do that. And check out the other videos I have on screen now.